or their feet. Always difficult with pictures. Dear devotees, welcome to Back to Basics, and we're here happily with you. We are trying to speak a little quietly, so we need to give ourselves checks and balances if you hear us talking too loud, because we're in the ashram part of the building. All right, Seva Rupa with us twice. Very good. She has so much electricity. Still now for 1 Thursday, 1 week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 1 week and 4 days, no electricity. Amazing. All right, dear devotees, we're here together to chant the holy names, the glories of the holy names of the Lord, the devotees, and our home given to us by Sri Nityananda, Sriman Mahaprabhu, by Sri Guru and Gauranga. And Jai Gauranga joined us to remind us of the glorious, victorious Gauranga. All right, let us begin with auspicious invocation. Vanchaka Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuttapada Kamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavans Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitantang Sadivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Deva Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamscha Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuran Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gora Tujay Namaha Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivas Adi Shri Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So back to basics, we can begin at least to say a repetition of what we already know. To be in the association of devotees is enlivening. Everyone is enlivened. And so here we are, we're in Vila Govinda Ashram, and since before Srila Gurudev's disappearance day, then we're having devotees coming and going, and staying in the ashram, and visiting the ashram day by day. And so we are nourished to have that association, and with each devotee coming, we're getting new light, means new way of seeing Krishna consciousness, new experiences, and encouragement to do what we're meant to do, which is basically keep on going. So here we are, keeping on going, and we are with a good association. And here you can see early in the morning, because now the winter time is over, and so it's a little more civilized time here in Europe to be together. So here at 4 a.m. we've got Kumkum Devi Dasi, we've got Kesavananda Prabhu, and we actually have our host, who's looking after everything by remote control. His computer's just over here. We've got Leela Moyful. And so 2 stolen from Thailand. So Thailand is 2 down, so double the service for those who are left behind. All right, and in Salt Lake City, we'll be very happy to hear from Sarah Seromani. I saw you were here very first on the Zoom. If you'd like to share something from Salt Lake City, we'll be very happy to hear from you. It's an open invitation at your convenience. And in the meantime, we can first hear something from Bimal Krishna Prabhu, because last time we were chatting away and we didn't give him a chance to chat, but lots of others got a chance. So Bimal Krishna Prabhu, and maybe Istadevika is nearby, I don't know. But could you share something about Krishna? Back to basics means the basics of Krishna consciousness to get us started today, or on the same theme of association, as you wish.
Dandavat Maharaj, Dandavat Devotees. Happy to see you all. Kesavananda always gives me a big smile when I I can hear your accent in my head at all the time. It makes me happy anyway. Good to see you all. I don't know what to say really. I think I was thinking about it earlier, and I think it just goes to show, like, Krishna consciousness, it's not so much, we all know it's not about knowledge and like what we know and this and that, because I think most of the time I stop and think about it, I don't feel like I know anything really. I mean, but I think what I have been thinking about a lot lately, though, is just going through my own personal life and just really trying to kind of get in my, I'm just trying to distinguish. Like, I was reading the book by Vishaka Didi. I can't remember the name of it, I apologize, but it's a very all-attractive divinity, or I might be wrong. Anyway, it's a beautiful book, and it's kind of introductory for, for new people. It's a great book, but it also has everything there too. But I was just thinking about the different layers, all that we're made up of, and like the mind and the ego and all these things. And I've really just been trying to, in my day-to-day life, just thinking about like what is my mind, and then also trying to use, like, being aware and conscious of my intelligence and trying to kind of overcome my own mind, and just trying to practice in that way, like a real practice throughout my day, because it's so easy for me to be distracted and forgetful, and I like to talk a lot, so I just speaking nonsense all the time, and you get around guys at work and it's easy just to blab on about nothing. So I've just been trying to be more mindful and just making it a practice, trying to take it serious. And I've wasted so much time in my life just not taking it serious. So, and Istadevika is actually in the other room. She's hurt her hip recently, so she's watching on Facebook. She can't sit cross-legged like I am, so she's here. She's listening. She's just in the other room. But anyway, that's all. I'm really happy to see everybody, and I'm happy to be here with you all. And I know Sri Lanka is heading there soon too, so you'll have the super group there. And anyway, happy to see you all. My Dandavat. Oh, I thought you were coming. Sorry, Istadevika just peeked through, but here she is.
Dandavat. I was trying to find the book for him so that we could show it to you, but I couldn't find where he put it.
Okay. The name of that book, by the way, is The All-Attractive Divinity.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, good. Good to see you. Sorry you hurt your hip. Get well soon.
Oh, she's coming. She is just shutting the door. There's like a lag between the TV out there, so you can hear her.
I could hear myself talking out there delayed, so I had to shut the door. But I have it on Facebook out there. I just wanted to say, because we were speaking about Gurudev's disappearance last time, just one quick thing is just the word that always comes to me when I think of him and being around him and meeting him is just, it's indescribable, really. Just pure sweetness and mercy and all things that are good. And I never really truly believed. Like, before meeting him, I was skeptical. I was a teenager. I'd been hanging out with the devotees since middle school. And they were like, oh, you'll know when you meet him. Like, you'll just know. And I met him at 17, and I just, yeah, it's just, you just can't really know until you're in his presence. And it's just like an almost mystical thing. It's just indescribable, really. But anyway, that was just something that kept coming to me when we were speaking of Gurudev in the last class. So I just felt like sharing that quickly.
Actually, a beautiful expression. And yesterday we were, or maybe the day before, we were reading from Chaitanya Charitamrita, as we do. And then we just found that how Krishna Das Kaviraj, how Srila Guru Maharaj, how Srila Gurudev, they're all trying to express something with the words of this world, and they come up with original ways to express. So lots of things, they're just indicating we go there and we will get that. And they're trying to indicate what it is we'll get, and just indicating with words. But the only way finally is to taste. And so when we do get that association, when we do see that kind of a personality, then we think, yes, this is what we hear about. This is what we get some description of, but here it is. Sometimes we have that example of taste. You can describe the taste of a particular fruit or a particular preparation or a sweet or something. You can describe the taste with so many words. But until you actually taste what is honey, which comes from some special flowers in some remote place of Ukraine, Ukrainians, here's Shyama Priya Didi, she joined us here in the back. Ukrainians really are like connoisseurs of honey. But you may get a description, but the description is to say, well, here you are, there's a taste. So this repeatedly comes up with Krishnadas Kaviraj in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, and Srila Guru Maharaj is describing also in the Golden Volcano of Divine Love, like so many things with original usage of words trying to express. So first they're transmitting, and secondly, they're looking for the words to use to transmit this kind of idea. But finally, it's all to bring us to the association and to the practice of Krishna consciousness with a clean heart. Doesn't matter what anyone else is doing. We ourselves must try to follow things nicely and look at ourselves. This is also Gurudev very much. Srila Gurudev saying, my nature, my religion is not to see the faults in others, but to look at the faults in myself and correct them. Not just look at my own faults, and I'm so faulty, but correct them. And of course, Gurudev is saying this as the example for us all. And by the way, many thanks, Bimal Krishna, for reminding me about Facebook. Facebook is off, and I usually try to have it on, but here we are. I'll put it on now. We'll see the devotees on Facebook. Please excuse. All right. We do have a high-powered delegation of Vaishnavas sitting around me here. Yes, on the screen, but yes, nearby. So let us come to Kumkum Devi Dasi, who's seen the representations from above, from Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj, and Srila Gurudev. I think you all know her or know of her. So, Kumkum Devi Dasi, please.
My Dandavat Maharaj, and to all of the devotees, what an honor to be in this exquisite association. We're so fortunate to be able to hear the truth all the time, and it touches our heart so beautifully. And cracking it open if necessary. But here in this wonderful ashram, Villa Govinda, we're hearing and constantly, there's always a group who are every morning, every evening, middle of the day, throughout the hallways, anything. And I'm remembering what we were just reading yesterday. One of the books we're reading is Golden Volcano, A Divine Love, and I believe it's the final chapter in the second part. And so Guru Maharaj is illuminating about the various Exastikam verses, and that final verse where Mahaprabhu is praying to Govinda, you may make me brokenhearted by your embrace, but still you're my worshipful Lord. And to be able to discuss this in depth and hear the devotees speak about it is such a blessing, because it's not like anything we could imagine in this world. And if we have some friend or a family member that says, sometimes I'm going to be indifferent to you and don't you mind that? There's no way we could accept that, because we want that reciprocation and love. But it has its own law. actual divine love is above justice. We know that, but not just that it's mercy coming down, but according to the Krishna's will, he may withhold some even anger, apparent anger at us. He may make us feel that we're being ignored at some time, but we can dive into what is his will and surrender. If we try to surrender wholeheartedly to him, then that's nevertheless our highest happiness, because this is not an ordinary attempt at loving relationship. This is our Lord. So this is a happy thing to go to sleep thinking of, or to wake up thinking of.
Jai. And happy thing to wake up and see the association on back to basics. And we would like to ask, oh yeah, we did ask to Shara Shiromani, she didn't open the microphone. It's not always convenient for everybody to come on to speak live. But still, if yourself or Harin, oh, Sarah Shiromani, yes, open your microphone. If you like to say a few, share a little news from Salt Lake City, we'd be very happy.
Okay, then all the devotees. Yeah, I would just say we had a really lovely program on Wednesday for Gurudev's disappearance, and it was one of the most touching programs I had been to. I'm not generally a really deep feeler, but that program really got to me, and it was nice to feel that like a deeper connection rather than just going through the motions, which I can get caught up in. We had a lot of senior devotees there. We heard from Divya and Krishna Mohini, Sudarshan, and Srileka, Yasi Maharaj. So it was really full of stories of Gurudev, and we got to hear a lot about his personality. It was very lovely. Yeah, that's really all. I don't have a whole lot to say, but it was very nice.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I haven't actually had much of an opportunity. I suppose I haven't actually looked to see if I could find the recording or the program there. But often I do take a look at the Facebook page to see Srileka giving the morning class. We'll take a look a little later on and see if we can find her there too. I mean, find the program there too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it should be on there.
All right. Anybody else would like to contribute something? Harini Devi Dasi, we're seeing you there happily. We're looking forward to Srileka coming here, as was pointed out just a little bit before. Hari Dev Prabhu is there, of Salt Lake City contingent. And is it that Sevarupa, this moment, just got electricity back while we're speaking? Oh, well, after 1 week and 4 days, electricity just came back. I think with this revelation, Sevarupa can say a word or shed some light.
Okay, so can you tell me, because my screen went blank? Am I still?
Actually, Sevarupa Didi, can you hear me? Yes?
Now
then
I can.
If you maybe, it sounds like you have a slow internet connection. If you turn off your video, we maybe will hear your voice without it breaking up. Could you hear me?
Yes, Maharaj. But my phone...
Okay, now we can hear you quite well. I think better. So just try. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay. Try Gurudev. So, what can I say? What can I contribute is that I've come here to the Association of being in the light. Yes, on that pun. But I think it made me, it reminded me of some class that I was in where I think he had said that, in the future, like as Kali Yuga progresses, this internet that we're associate on, we can be so grateful for and use it in devotional service, because it might not always be around, or it will not always be around. And so it was just a reminder of that, having like being off the grid for a week and a few days. So and as Bimal Krishna Prabhu was also saying, to appreciate how much time actually gets wasted, and to try every day in our attempt and our surrender, or to surrender, and do the best we can in our Krishna consciousness. um, Devotional service. So that was just, I think, a big reminder, and the appreciation of, it was also a bit relieving, I think, being off the grid, if I could call it that, because we actually went to bed on time and woke up early, and there was no distractions, and you could only, also how much you take in, or what you eat, it's limited because you don't have a fridge and all of those. But it wasn't too terrible. Am I still with everyone?
Yes, yes. We are having a little smile with each other when you said it wasn't too terrible not having electricity.
Yes, and for me it was also like, how much like water you used. It was just a bucketful, really. So it wasn't like taking too much advantage of the environment. And our festival with the disappearance of Srila Gurudev, it was very sweet, and everyone always to be with devotees it's always, heartwarming, and you always want to be doing your best, and always praying that I'm not being offensive, and I just try and chant so that my mind's trying to be focused, and I'm trying to do my best. So yes, that's what was happening here on the side, and the little bit I can share. Oh, so my mom is everyone you can hear my mom saying in the background. I must let you know that it's all by your mercy.
Please give her our obeisances. And also the devotee should know that Seva Rupa, she lives in a very civilized place in South Africa. She's not living out in the bush or something. She's living in a modern complex. So, it is a little bit of a surprise, but then again, it's a surprise that somebody stole the wires for the railway electric trains, so the trains can't run. So South Africa is a very interesting country with variety. Varieties everywhere of different kinds. All right, we've got, I don't know, we think he's our Kesavananda Prabhu, but a lot of people think he's their Kesavananda Prabhu. We have Kesavananda Prabhu here with us. Our Kesavananda Prabhu is here with us. And we can ask Kesavananda Prabhu to share something. He's been here now, it seems like always he's been here. He hasn't been away, but it's been only two days, in fact, that he's been here in Vila Govinda Ashram. Kesavananda Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Atuti, all the devotees. So wonderful to see you all. And yes, we're so fortunate that our home is so wide and deep. Our guardians so merciful, so we can be in Sweet Lake City, we can be in California, we can be in so many places, Thailand, and feel completely at home because we're with our family, and because we're with our family, we're being, as Bimal Krishna and Sri Guru said, we're being reminded by their association, by their affection, by their spiritual power that we're reminded and enlivened to go on. So I remember when I first went to Ukraine, actually, and I didn't know anybody in Ukraine. I was supposed to be going to Russia, but I couldn't get the visa at that time. So I went to Ukraine, and literally I didn't know anyone in Ukraine at all. And then one devotee met me at the airport, and then we went with 2 or 3 other devotees to the apartment at that time in Kiev where Giriraj was residing. And actually, it was when I saw Giriraj, and anyway, immediately it felt like in the warm embrace of Srila Gurudev, Giriraj, and all these new family members. It was very strong and powerful feeling that we're not cast adrift in this infinite space where we have our guardian, we have our guardians, we have your affectionate well-wisher. Srila Prabhupada used to sign his letters. Your affectionate well-wisher, and how wonderful is that we are under the care of our loving Lord and his most wonderful loving representatives. So we can feel this heart, Guru Maharaj is making books called Home Comfort, this family feeling in which we thrive. That's our natural environment is to be within the family of Srila Gurudev, Mahaprabhu. And so I'm very fortunate to be here always, but time marches on. Time is so, it's the most amazing thing that it's just passing away so quickly. So it's actually a year since I've been here. It doesn't seem like it, but it is a year. That's another year gone. Without even noticing, without hardly noticing, the years is ticking by, and it behooves us to understand that, the years are ticking by. We don't have forever here in this current position. We don't know what chance we will have in the future, where we will be, where we will be taken, where we will go. And I guess that's part of being young, is that we think we're going to be here forever and we have all the time in the world. And even though we know that's not actually true, and we can be hit by a bus at any time, but still we think, no, maybe someone's going to be, but I'm going to be here for a long time. But it's just not true, and the time is ticking away. And Gurudev, on Srila Gurudev's disappearance, we read the piece that is a link on the website to gaudiyadarshan.com called Our Promise. Our Promise is the name of this piece that Srila Govinda Maharaj spoke when he was leaving Australia. It was his first world tour, first time he'd come out of India. And he was leaving the devotees. So he's saying, I may not be here again. As it happened, he was there again, but no one knew that. He's saying that I may not be here again. And he was thinking, and I'm reminded of Srila Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada and what he would say to the devotees and to those who had come for the festival and come for the great meeting. And he would say, please take this seriously, try and do this. Don't cheat me, he would say. Don't cheat yourself. Don't take this lightly. Don't think this is just an insubstantial thing. This is everything. This is the solution. This is everything you've been wanting. This This is reality, the beautiful. Don't just walk away. And he said, and now you've made a promise. You promised that you will engage in this noble endeavor with your life to try to serve the Vaishnavas, to try to walk in their footsteps, to go towards the land where they live, this beautiful plain, sweetness and mercy and beauty. So Gurudev was saying, so I'm remembering that, and I'm feeling that myself. You know, so many of you have come, you are so affectionate to me. What can I do to repay that, all your affection to me? And this is what Gurudev, this was his affection, to say very strongly, be serious, don't waste this. Take it seriously, don't cheat me, don't cheat yourself. Now it's in your hand. In this human form of life. I mean, when we in Thailand, you know, here night is very peaceful, but in the tropical places, night is very loud. Every insect in the world is making some kind of noise. You know, it's the whole environment is buzzing away. And then when the light comes, the birds are all, you know, doing their morning programs. And, you know, there's so many. Life is all around, every blade of grass. And we're all conscious, we're all Jivatma. And how rare is it to be a human in amongst all that? We can see it's a rare thing. And to be a human is one thing, many humans, but to come into some possibility of service connection with the divine world, with the Vaishnava, with the great saints, like Srila Maharaj and Srila Gurudev, Srila Prabhu. So it's a rare, rare thing. And it's not something that we can, you know, it's our tendency. We have to, as Bimal Krishna was saying, we have to guard against it and remind ourselves and be reminded that this is not something that we can say, yeah, well, maybe next week or next year, then I'll begin to think more seriously, because that we may not have that. And then, no, then we move into that chapter of revealed truth, where Gurudev says that wave comes and sweeps you away, and where you will be, you do not know. So, but still, we believe in the mercy of the Vaishnavas, and we believe in their spiritual power. We want to grasp. Clasp. We hear it in the songs. I am clasping your holy lotus feet. You know, keep me at your beautiful reddish lotus feet. Narottam prays. He's feeling very sad, and please make me happy. Keep me at your lotus feet, just like a particle of dust. That's okay. Something. Don't let me drift away. That's our biggest. You know, Bhaktivinoda Thakur praying, I may be anywhere, anything, but please don't let me forget. Keep me in connection with the devotees. Then there's a chance for me. There is a chance for me if I have that association and I have some service through the devotees. Then I'm safe, we can say. You know, I may be very fallen many things, but there's prospect there. There's hope there, because I am in their divine company. So we're very happy to have that association wherever we are, whether it's in the world or in the virtual world, wherever it may be. It's something substantial, and most of what is, you know, in that virtual world is insubstantial, extremely insubstantial. What to speak, you know, and the world itself is like that. It's constantly morphing, constantly changing. But the association of the devotees, whether it's virtual or in the world, is substantial. It's as real as you can get. It's the real thing of eternal characteristic. It touches the soul, and it can give life to the soul. So we're always happy to be in the association of the devotees, however that may be and wherever that may be. And we're always praying that that may continue. And we know life has its twists and turns, and sometimes we'll be in the front, and sometimes we'll be in the back, and sometimes we're with a lot of devotees, and sometimes we're going on alone or just one or two. And that also changes. Life goes on. So we're just very thankful to be here with all the wonderful devotees here in Villa Govinda, but we're also remembering so affectionately all the wonderful devotees all over the world. And they're also, going on with that family affectionate, their family affectionate way. So let us just pray that we can keep in their divine association, by their good influence, on me, then my prospect is brighter and auspicious in this inauspicious world, but somehow or other, everything is becoming auspicious by the touch of Sri Guru Mangola. That's my prayer. Prayer to the Lord and tutti devotee.
Tutti devotee. You see, immediately into Italian. Hare Krishna. And actually also he's reminding us about the temporary nature of this world and how everything is not really as it seems. And then I was just looking to see a couple of things, and I have a bookmark for Srila Guru Maharaj. And Srila Guru Maharaj saying the basis of this burial ground. And I thought that's like back to basics. The basis of this burial ground is our own selfish interest. And sooner or later, now is a good idea. Just like the electricity came in Sevarupa's place after so long, 10 days or more of no electricity, suddenly it comes and then there's light. So maybe from this moment onwards, we shall always be selfless. Because otherwise, what else can we do? What other prospect is there in this world? And so we're trying to be selfless, and we're getting encouragement from Guru Maharaj and Gurudev everywhere. The basis of this burial ground is we're not putting Krishna at the center. And how we put him at the center is through the Vaishnavas, Guru, Gauranga. This journey, this way, this route, this direction. And in the chat box, by the way, then Sevarupa did confirm, yes, we just got electricity back. And Sri Govinda Farm has put in a link for that article, Our Promise, that Kesavananda Prabhu was mentioning just now. And there's a hand from Bimal Krishna Prabhu. And by the way, welcome to devotees who've joined us along the way. And that means Nadia Priya Devi Dasi. And our Elena. And who is Elena is our Indulekha. I know the Indulekha on the tip of my tongue at 4:30 in the morning. Didn't catch it. Indulekha Devi Dasi, please excuse me. And the raised hand from Bimal Krishna Prabhu.
Forgive me, I know I've already spoken, and there's probably other people who want to contribute, but I do feel like I need to say something about Srila Gurudev. Because I didn't on his disappearance day, but I was just thinking there are a lot of new devotees who didn't get to meet Gurudev, but I recall like when I first started practicing Krishna consciousness, I kind of came through ISKCON. I don't know, a lot of people know I received Harinam from a different group. That's not important, but I just remember reading so many books, Srila Prabhupada's books, and watching like any videos. I would buy all the DVDs I could find, and I would watch all these things. And it hit me like a lot later on that Srila Prabhupada had already left this world, 2 years before I was even born, but he always felt present to me, like through the books, through these videos. It never really occurred to me that, you know, that he wasn't here. And I feel like the same thing with Srila Gurudev, with hearing about Srila Gurudev and seeing videos and reading his books. Like, we can still all have that connection. He's not gone, you know, they're still there, and we can pray to them and we can seek guidance. And we came to Gurudev through some facility, you know, and it's through the devotees. I'm in debt to the Salt Lake City devotees, because I met Madhuri Ma used to come to a temple I was at, and we heard they have a different guru. So we went up, we started going to the preaching center there, and then eventually I remember my first time going to India with Sudarshan Prabhu and Rai Kishore Didi, and standing outside of Dum Dum Park and just looking up at the Gurudev's rooms up from the outside, and just thinking like Gurudev is there. Like, I'd heard so much and read so many things, and of course, like, you all won't believe this, but when I first saw Gurudev, I was overwhelmed. I know that's hard to believe if you've heard me talk long enough. We've all heard me cry. Anyway, but Gurudev is so sweet. And a lot of my time in India, I was away from Gurudev. Gurudev's health, he was always showing like, you know, kind of ill health. And I was in Navadvip a lot of the time. My first visit, I was there for 3.5 months. And, you know, we were away from Gurudev, but it was also, you know, we chant Vanchakalpatrubhya, you know, like we chant the mantras, and we know like the Vaishnavas, they're like a wish fulfilling tree, and they can fulfill our desires. And Gurudev, if there was ever a time in my life that I was sincere, it was then. And I was actually, you know, I was looking for some kind of service for Gurudev, and like I had that desire, but like in Navadvip, what I ended up cleaning the toilets in the guest house. That's what I did, with cleaning the marble and different things, whatever. But I had a desire. I'm like, well, maybe I could clean Gurudev's bathrooms, you know, and just like certain whatever seva, you know, you have these things come, and through like the devotees, through their mercy, like they allow us to do these things. Divya Shakti, I was in Gurudev's veranda in his bedroom, you know, in such a sacred place, and I was able to paint in his bedroom and clean his bathroom and do these things that, you know, the Gurudev, he knows our hearts, and like he will fulfill those desires if they're in a service mood. Like, and everyone can still have that connection, and I guess is my point. My just a story. I know I talked some. Forgive my time. I'm taking a lot of time, but when I received first initiation, I received Harinam from Srila Gurudev, and then I was in Navadvip for some time, and I really had a desire to receive Diksha from Gurudev, and I was kind of like burning for it, because I didn't know, no one knew how long Gurudev would be around. This was 2008, you know, 2009 early. And so one day I was talking to Shwarnangi Didi up in the Govinda Kund guest house, and it was in the evening arati time, and I was just expressing to her how I really wanted to receive initiation from Gurudev, the second initiation, excuse me. My heart jumps out of my chest when I talk. I don't know why I get nervous in front of you all, but I do. Anyway, so she says, well, Prabhu, she's like, you need to go. Sometimes when we're having problems or whatever, it's good to go down and pray to Srila Guru Maharaj in his Samadhi Mandir. So I went down, and I offered my dandavats, and I said a prayer to Guru Maharaj, and I just kind of prayed, you know, whatever I could pray. But I stood up and I started to walk over to the Nat Mandir, and as soon as I had stepped foot on, Ashapurna Didi came through the front doors, and she said, Bimal Krishna, she says, tomorrow you're receiving Diksha from Srila Gurudev. So the next morning, so I mean, how, you know, you could say miraculous or whatever, but I mean, I don't know, everyone can think what they want about it. I know how I feel, but anyway, it was pretty wild. So the next morning I had to take a train from Navadvip to Calcutta, and it was an early train. It was like 3 in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. I had to wake up early, but for some reason my alarm didn't go off, so I was late, a little bit late. And I get to the train station. I got a rickshaw, like a flatbed rickshaw. I just hopped on the back and got to the train station, and then I bought my ticket, but I wasn't with anybody that could speak Bengali, so I didn't know what train to get on, and I was afraid maybe my train left. I didn't know, but there was one train getting ready to leave, and I'm sitting there, and the like a cop, one of the brown suit. I'm assuming it's a policeman or military or somebody, but I asked him, I says, which train to Calcutta? And he said, he points to this train, he says, do not get on that train. But he doesn't tell me what train to get on. So sitting there thinking like, well, if this is the train and I don't get on it, then I miss initiation from Srila Gurudev. But if I do get on it, I could end up anywhere. I don't know where I'd end up. And then there's another Bengali gentleman like standing next to me, and he looks at my ticket, he goes, Calcutta, Calcutta. And he points to the train and he's telling me Calcutta. So I didn't know what to do. So I just said, well, I can't miss the train, so I have to get on it and take the chance. So anyway, I got on the train. It actually went to the wrong station, but it took me to the station closer to the temple. So I ended up there. And anyway, it was myself and one other devotee. We received second initiation from Gurudev, which we're very fortunate to have it at that time, because I know there was a group that really wanted to receive initiation from him directly, and he wasn't able to do it. So anyway, Gurudev, he's still present, and we can all have a connection, you know, from hearing about Gurudev, from the devotees. And there's so many devotees, like we need to take advantage of their association and really hear about these things and just take it in, because we can really learn about Gurudev through the devotees. I mean, that's how we hear about Krishna. We don't get Krishna directly. We get Krishna through the devotees. And it's the same thing with Srila Gurudev, with his disciples and his servants, like Srila Madhusudan Maharaj. Like, I don't think of Gurudev without thinking of you, Maharaj. I mean,
I just say, well, you gave a beautiful talk, just spoiled it with that last sentence. But anyhow, anyhow, really, this is the expression of the heart. And also, you certainly transported us to Navadip and the railway station and getting to the station. And then we made a little book called Tips for Pilgrims a long, long time ago. And it was the tips of how to kind of survive, or we'd rather say thrive in India. And one of the tips was, if you ask directions, ask at least 3 people and then get your answer. But we can relate to a lot of that. But that urgency to reach Gurudev, the urgency to arrive there in Calcutta to receive the initiation. And Prabhu, the whole story. Please, there's no need to apologize for taking time. As I think Kumkum David Dasi said yesterday when somebody said, oh, taking your time. No, you're giving your time for us. So happily we're hearing this. Hare Krishna. So back from Navadip and India, we're coming back to wherever we are. And just to mention that on Facebook, there is Mathura Besini, there is Emily. I'm not sure Emily's devotee name, but Emily, she's with us, and Madhava Prabhu with us on Facebook that we can see, and other devotees. Probably other, yes, there are other devotees, but I don't know how to see them. But
Emily,
you're very. Oh, one of them is
Emily is Istadevika, yeah.
Oh, is it? Oh, Istadevika. So now we know you're there on Facebook. Now we know. Okay, wonderful. All right, and after that, now I've completely lost the thread. The one thread is that this desire to do good for others, and we are all others. I mean, we are the recipients of the mercy of Guru and Gauranga. We're the recipients of the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev. They may not be, as Bimal Krishna was saying, directly with us in person, but they are extending their gracious glance to us all. They want us all to be devotees. And here, I've got a short excerpt from Srila Guru Maharaj, from the Golden Volcano that we're reading. And he says, so this kind of fits in with back to basics and us being, really children. Really, we are children in the eyes of Srila Guru Maharaj and Gurudev. I mean, it is sure. But trying children, so we've got some goal by their grace. But here, Srila Guru Maharaj is expressing that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that when a baby has no knowledge, no, this is us. Well, sorry, I won't include you, but say for myself. When a baby has no knowledge and an enemy or a disease comes to attack him, he cannot defend himself. In the same way, in the beginning, when one's realization of the holy name is in the childlike stage, then crimes and offenses against the name can prevail. When one's realization is grown up, no offense can approach him, but so many offenses may come and attack the beginner. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, the holy name is so beautiful, gracious, and charming. Let me die along with all the offenses, that I may enjoy its nectar. So just like a short example, for us, the great willing of the pure devotees, I mean, those who really have the holy name, those who really have Krishna consciousness in their hand, or whatever we may say, in their heart, not hand, but heart, they really want to distribute that to us. We are these children. We are the ones who are full of offenses. We are the ones who don't take things seriously. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Srila Prabhupada, well, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, so intensely. Srila Prabhupada so intensely. Srila Guru Maharaj so intensely. Srila Gurudev so intensely. And they all are giving their whole lives they are all giving their whole lives for the benefit of others. And as Bimal Krishna reminded us of those last months and 2-3 years of Srila Gurudev's presence in the world, how much bodily difficulty he had, but he's giving himself for the devotees. And we listened yesterday, just it came up by chance, where Srila Gurudev is saying that he knows that the devotees that have come into his line, that have come, he's saying, those who've taken initiation from me, I know you are liberated. Did he say? Already liberated. And he said, because I know this because Guru Maharaj is behind me. And I know what Srila Guru Maharaj is giving. And so you are connected there. So in this same way, this great desire for the fallen souls, then that wish is coming from above. And it is like a genuine wish. They have nothing, it's not for their benefit that they're trying to do it. It is you can say even the perfection of charity. People, there's some tendency to do good for others, but this very best for others is being given by our masters. And that certainly comes through with the books, comes through with the talks, comes through with everything. And through the service, when we put into practice what they say, then the more we put into practice, the more we are drawing their grace. And it is by grace. Everything is by grace. Hare Krishna. Kumkum, right? Kumkum's eager to say something. She is bursting to say something here beside me. Here's Kumkum Devi Dasi.
I'm just thinking of how much we're blessed to hear from the devotees always. What a remarkable difference this makes in our life. We will not receive false flattery. We can receive that anywhere. And later we'll notice the person who is giving us this flattery is trying to sell us something, trying to exploit us in some way. But from the Vaishnavas, we hear that truth that we need. Actually, we need it desperately. And that is why Srila Gurudev with such urgency always speaks, but in this beautiful talk that we've heard referenced very much in the last few days that he gave in Australia, we want to remember our promise and our commitment, because we feel this connection everywhere. When we're on the internet, we'll see some notice about connection. And it seems devastating if that connection is broken. We can't get anything unless it happens to be on our hard drive. So analogous to our spiritual situation, everything is coming on our head from our benefactors, our well-wishers. And we don't want that to stop. We want it to continue to load us up. We want to be empty of all other kinds of input and only get the input and get unending input from above, from the Vaishnavas. And the Vaishnavas are everywhere around us. So they're always desiring only the best for us. So we can be very happy with that embrace, regardless of what it seems like to our false ego. We're learning about our real ego, our eternal position, and hoping to be awakened to that.
Right, and that's very much on the thread that when so many great masters want the best for us, we owe it to them to try to be good students. We're not going to get there, ourselves by our own capacity, but we should do what they are advising. We should be good students and not neglect the gift that's coming. And who is heading that gift is the Lord himself, Krishna himself, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the most magnanimous manifestation, incarnation of the Lord. Namo Mahavaranyaya, he's the most generous. Krishna Prema Pradayate, he can give you Krishna Prema, love of Krishna, which is not just, oh yeah, I love God. It's something much more. Keep on reading Chaitanya Charitamrita and surely we'll understand that. Krishna Prema Pradayate, Krishna Chaitanya Namne. He's Krishna himself with the name Krishna Chaitanya. And Krishna Chaitanya, last line. Namne Gora Tuje Namaha. And so I give my obeisances to he who is of golden complexion, this golden Lord, Gauranga. Heading from there, and then we've got such a generous Sampradaya all the way down, Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami. Let's start with the 6 Goswamis. And then Srila Guru Maharaj, when we jump all the way through to the present day, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada and Srila Gurudev. What kind of Goswamis they are? They are the Goswamis of the present age. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev. This way we've got our solid connection. And even within Krishna consciousness, it is kind of very rare to come to appreciate that solid guidance that we've somehow fallen into, like babies. Back to Thakur says, like when the baby, he can't defend himself, but we've got these great defenders around us. We just have to allow them to protect us and follow their guidance. Come this way and you'll be safe. Okay, I'll come this way, I'll be safe. But we owe it to them. This is kind of strongly in our thought, in my thought. Hare Krishna. And Hari Day Prabhu, how are your first weeks in surrendered soul Krishna consciousness with the name Hari Day Prabhu?
Dandavad Maharaj, and Dandavad all the devotees. I wasn't expecting for you to give me the microphone. I feel pretty nervous right now.
Well, you're not surrounded by scary people, so don't be nervous.
Well, the devotees can be very scary sometimes. It's been I have been very blessed because after experiencing material life, not only through enjoyment, but through suffering, and realizing that what is temporary is not very reliable, especially because it's within us. It makes you really value the devotees because they're presenting you an alternative, which is eternity. So I've been thinking a lot, how can we be so attached to what's temporary, but really attached, and be barely attached to what is eternal? And it's because of the grace of the devotees of Sri City that one may even try to think about this. It's because of the association that I got the opportunity to think about a higher purpose of life. And after this back to bhakti basis, I feel, wow, maybe my life purpose has to do with this, because I'm a really young devotee. I'm still very attracted to material things. So after, I will say, 3 weeks of my first initiation with you, Maharaj, it's been a wild change. I think chanting the holy names of the Lord is real. Well, I still don't have so much faith, but it must be truth. So I only hope to be in association with the devotees always, because otherwise I would just go back to the same.
Jai. Haridev Prabhu, we much appreciate your expression. And we are all new. We were just classifying ourselves basically all in the child, maybe not the very newborn baby, because some life has passed by. But still, we are all in the student category, at least we can say. Child, student, we don't want to say everybody, but in the relativity of Gurudev and Guru Maharaj, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, who Srila Guru Maharaj was expressing his nature just now, in their relativity, then we are all in this world. We are influenced by the material world. We're influenced by offenses. We haven't got it purely yet, otherwise we have all these ecstatic symptoms coming. And so Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying that let me take all of their sins, and let me die along with their sins, that they may taste the pure holy name without offense. So we must realize that we are all on the way, and it is refreshing also to hear that first commitment. And we remember our first commitments when we come and we receive initiation, how much we wanted it, and then how much we treasure. But we must keep that inspiration, that surrender fire, that dedication fire, that focus fire. We must keep that burning. As Guru Maharaj said, we shouldn't keep a feeble fire. We need to keep a living fire. And that will come in every stage by the association of the devotees. The name is always from beginning to end. There is no end. And the association of devotees from beginning to end. This is some of the very foundation of our life. And in good association, we will get so many good things. In bad association, we get so many bad things. We've all been to school. We all know, in school, this philosophy is not only philosophy, science applies. It applies in our devotional life too. Okay, dear ones. So Narayani Nadia, she joined us. Nadia Priya, Danaka. Yes, I think generally one by one we mentioned everybody along the way. And those who we can't see, who do see in the recorded version also, we appreciate you being there. And to all the devotees everywhere, we give appreciation. And just as radio waves are in the ether, so devotees are there in the ether, and many of us have had some direct understanding that no coincidence. I don't think so. So many things have happened which are not coincidence. They're like directly the all-knowing devotees knowing how to arrange our circumstances favorably. All right, dear devotees, when we've got a grand assembly here and more, we've probably woken up with our sounds. We tried to be quiet, but we're not being very quiet, are we? And the walls have ears, but the ears are devotees' ears. Jai Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Srila Bhakti Rakha Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Srila Prabhupada Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki Jai. Jai Srila Gaurkishore Das Babaji Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki Jai. Shri Rupa Nuga Guru Bhaga ki Jai. Nama Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Jai. And Jai Grantaraj Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki Jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. And what can I say? The Grand Association of Devotees here ki Jai. Our Pujari who's just coming, waking up, they're going to wake up the deities. It's 5 in the morning. And Jagannath Prabhu here. And the devotees are waking up now. So to all the waking up devotees, ki Jai, all the devotees who may be about to go to take rest, ki Jai. It's a round world of Ganga Leela with her obeisances and clapping. And all the assembled Vaishnavas, ki Jai, Anantapati Vaishnavrinda ki Jai, Nitai Gaura Premanandi, Hari Hari Bo, Vanchakalpa Turubhyascha, Kripa Sindhu Evacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.
Jai Srila Bhaktivinoda Madhusudan Maharaj ki Jai.
Oh dear, very quiet. Scary. Haridev said some of the devotees are scary, so now make scary sound for the devotees. All right, Jai Gurudev, Jai Guru Maharaj, all the assembled devotees. Have a successful few days. We'll meet again soon. Keep the fire burning strongly. Each one. Gaura Premanandi. Amara Ashchi. Amara Ashchi. Govinda Govinda. Bye.